Complete the 4-point play.
With a three. 7 seconds left. Tie game at 101. 4 seconds. Three. Get it off. Bam for three. Yes! Bam wins the game with a three. A happy ending in the Motor City.
Unbelievable finish. Bam hitting his third triple in 3 games. And he knew he had to get it up. Rozier drew a lot of defensive pressure right here and took Duran just one step into the paint, and that was enough on the kick out to let Bam get that 3-point shot up. And it goes. Unbelievable.
Oh, man, it's a celebration. It's a celebration in Heat Nation. Back-to-back wins. I don't care it's against the Pistons. It's back-to-back wins. Bam's out here hitting buzzer beaters. 3 3-pointers in a row in 3 straight games. 13 his whole career, and now he has 3 games in a row. By the way, the form looks good. The form looks good. Everybody's celebrating. There's one picture I saw on Twitter of Terry Rozier with a look of absolute glee on his face. Happy birthday to Terry, by the way, turning 30, the big 3-0. And it's a look of pure joy, and he's probably thinking to himself, thank goodness I am no longer on the Charlotte Hornets. Duncan, of course, out here making history. 1,000 3-pointers. 1,000! Think about that. Fastest to ever get there in history. We'll get into that. I'm trying to keep this quick. Dare I say, can I actually do a video under 10 minutes? Because there's another game today facing the great Kyle Lowry. Yes, I know, it's the Pistons. It's not that fun to be tied against the Pistons and having to rely on Bam Adebayo to bail us out with a buzzer beater 3-pointer. But, you know the old saying, a win is a win, I'll take it. It's not that easy to beat teams back-to-back. You know, within whatever it was, 36 hours or whatever when we last played the Pistons. It's not that easy. Context. I always talk about it. Context. We're missing 5 guys. No Jimmy, no Jovic, no Tyler, no Kevin Love, no Josh Richardson. And we just had 4 tough losses prior to these back-to-back wins against the Pistons, one of which was losing to the Wizards, which still bothers me. The old curmudgeon in me is saying, well, you know, we should be beating the Pistons, and you know they're not good, and why are we letting the Pistons go on a 16-2 run against us in the third quarter, and blah blah blah, and all that stuff. And I'm like, you know what? The vibes are good. Duncan's playing with confidence. Bam's playing with confidence. He's out of his little slump there. Everybody's jumping for joy. The vibes feel good. And even in the first Pistons game, I was a little worried. It did happen on the Ides of March, and for all my Shakespeare fans out there, I was wondering if the basketball gods were going to stab us in the back like Julius Caesar. And we were up to shenanigans in that first half, but it ended up being okay. It ended up being a pretty good game and a pretty solid win. The nicest thing about that win was Bam didn't even have to play in the fourth quarter. He got to rest. And then this game, I knew it was going to be tough. You know, we're missing key guys, and I was like, well, who's gonna step up on the offensive end? Luckily, it was Duncan who bailed us out numerous times in this game. But before we get to the fun stuff, I do want to talk about this disastrous third quarter. I'm sitting there and I'm scratching my head as to why these teams keep going on these runs against us. And let me know what you guys think. Is it an offensive thing? Is it a defensive thing? Is it both? Is it because we're missing players? I don't know if the Heat even know why this keeps happening, but it happened against the Thunder. The Thunder went on that 17-0 run against us in the third quarter, and then in the Wizards game, the game ended with the Wizards going on a 21-7 run against us. And within that 21-7 run, I think it ended actually on an 8-0 run. That's gross. In the Nuggets game in the first quarter, the Nuggets go on a 15-0 run against us. In the Pistons game in that third quarter, the lead was 77-60 with 5 minutes to go. And by the time the quarter ended, 77-60 goes to 79-76. 16-2 run in 5 minutes. We only scored 2 points in 5 minutes. That's not cool. And I get it. We're missing 5 key guys, but still. In the fourth quarter, everybody's talking about Bam, and of course, Bam was incredible. He hit that game-winning shot. 20 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal. 9 for 13 shooting. Awesome game from Bam. But we would not have been in that game if it wasn't for Duncan Robinson. 30 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 10 for 15 from the field, 7 for 12 from 3. There was a chunk of time in that fourth quarter. Duncan bailed us out time and time again. It was around the 5-minute mark. We were tied at 90. Bam gets a really big dunk, assist from Duncan. Then Duncan hit that crazy baseline three-pointer. By the way, I'm convinced that Duncan, the harder the shot is, the more accurate Duncan is. Like when he's wide open, he misses shots. But you give him a grenade with 3 seconds left on the shot clock with a guy in his face in the corner, oh, you know he's hitting that shot. Then Duncan had a really nice pass to a cutting Jaime. That put us up 5. And then Duncan had that and one three-pointer. It was Duncan that really kept us in that game. And let me just go on a little Duncan, do my little Duncan speech here. I'm so genuinely happy for that guy for so many reasons. I mean, the whole trajectory of his career is fascinating. For a guy to start at D3 and then transfer to D1 and then go undrafted, kind of blow up in that bubble season, and then he fell off for a whole season and a half. Like, think about where he was this time last year. He was persona non grata amongst Heat fans. The whole narrative of he's killing our salary cap, and he's a bad contract, and he's making all this money, and he's not even playing, and he finessed the Miami Heat, and all this kind of stuff. And people were begging to get rid of him until what? The Knicks playoff series. That's when Duncan 2.0 rose to power. And it's clear that while he wasn't playing last year, he was definitely putting in work, adding layers to his game, working on his ball handling, all that kind of stuff, driving to the basket, and all the hard work has paid off because he's been an intricate part of the success of this team since last year's playoffs and this whole season. He's been reliable all season. He's been playing a ton of games, hasn't been injured. He's always there. So shout out to Duncan, man, and really happy for him getting that record. And Terry was solid. I know Terry had a rough fourth quarter, and a lot of people are on the fence about Terry, and I get it. Terry even aggravates me. You know I'm a big Terry guy, but even Terry aggravates me once in a while. He's up to some shenanigans once in a while. But look, the guy was brought in to shoot. I know sometimes his shooting isn't all that efficient, but in a game like this, who else is shooting? Like, you need somebody to shoot the damn ball. So it's going to be Terry. And look, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. That's big. And he was a plus 20 in a 3-point win. So that's nice. I don't know what he was up to at that one point in the fourth quarter, doing that too much dribbling thing, and he took a really bad 3-pointer. And then Cade Cunningham comes back and scores a 3 on him. And then he, I think, came back and, I don't know, did something else that was kind of dopey, like another bad shot. But, he did have a stretch there that wasn't that great. But he did make up for it by, hitting Bam on the buzzer beater. Terry was the one that brought it up, penetrated the defense, kicked it back out to Bam. He had no turnovers. So overall, I still think Terry is a positive. But I get why some people are still on the fence about him. Also, I will pin in the comment section below a Brady Hawk thread that breaks down all of Duncan's biggest plays last night. Highly recommend checking that out. It's very well done. Bam's defense absolutely blows my mind. I mean, the guy's guarding all different positions. He's guarding Ivy one possession. He's guarding Duren one possession. He has Isaiah Stewart on in one possession. He's guarding Cade Cunningham another possession. When I watch games, and you should try it too, just watch Bam operate on defense. And it's really unfortunate that it's like whoever votes for these Defensive Player of the Year awards, defense is more than fancy shot blocks and in highlight reels or like top 10 countdowns on ESPN that you see guys getting a big block. Whoop-de-doo, you get a block. Yeah, it's fun to watch, but when you watch Bam on defense and how effective he is, it is really, really remarkable what he does. I truly believe that Duncan should absolutely be at least in the Most Improved Player of the Year conversation, and Bam should absolutely be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation, for sure. And I'm not even just saying that as a biased Heat fan. Also, shout out to Jaime. I think Jaime quietly had a very solid game as well. 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a block, played 35 minutes. And hey man, for a rookie, I'll take it. I will take it. So shout out to Jaime. Okay, that's it. I'm trying to keep this short. There's another game today. I'm trying to just get this out real quick. Shout out to Duncan, breaking records. Shout out to Bam, buzzer beaters. Shout out to Terry. Happy birthday. Kyle Lowry. Are we going to see some Kyle today? I'm not going to lie. I would love a Kyle Lowry masterclass, but we still come away with the W. There's still a special place in my heart for Kyle Lowry.